Tell me, so where are you originally from?
I'm from Taiwan.
Right.
And
do you feel the influences of Taiwan in your music, in your art?
I am not sure. So I grew up there only partially. I was there until when I was 4, and then later on for a few years at a time, because I was with my parents, kind of living in different U.S. states, but my mom moved back to Taiwan, so I would live with her for like, I moved around a lot, and so like for a few years I would live with her in Taiwan, for a few years with my dad in Arizona, and then I lived with my uncle for a while in Colorado. So there was a lot of moving around, and I think my identity shifted a lot during those times, because there were times when I was like, I don't want to leave Taiwan, this is me. And then later on it was like, I don't want to leave the US, this is me. Like, and I think a lot of that was because I had made new friends, and then, you know, I didn't want to leave them. And then also like I understood the culture better at that time and felt like, oh yeah, this is the place that I fit in. Like, this is the place that I feel like I can express myself. And it's been a long time since I felt like, oh, my identity is like, oh, this Taiwanese culture is like my culture. But then again, I don't feel that about the United States either, that, right, oh, like this is my culture. Maybe somewhat with New York, because New York is such a melting pot, and kind of a lot that, in my mind, a big distinguishing factor for it is that people are coming there from wherever and like pursuing something. At least I feel like there's a lot of people like that there. So yeah. So I identify with that, but you know, I don't know how like American that necessarily is. Maybe a little bit, but yeah. So I guess to your question, I don't know what's Taiwanese in my music. I think maybe there is a streak of like rebelliousness. I think there's a little bit of a Taiwanese like underdog nature, because this country it has kind of a fighting spirit. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel that when I am seeing work by other Taiwanese artists. I just went to a gallery the other day, and there was a like a visual artist who had an installation, and it was Taiwanese, and I was like, I can kind of see some of that. I mean, I don't really know. Maybe I'm kind of like putting projections on it, but
it's possible.
But
well,
yeah,
that's part of why art exists, right? To put your projections on it. That's how I feel, right. Anyways. Yeah. But one of the things that I forgot in my definition of jazz was multiculturality. So yeah. I'm maybe that's also why you were drawn to jazz, because there's so many different cultures coming together in it. Mm-hmm. There's the European culture, the African cultures from all over the world as time went on, really, right? The Caribbean culture, just from everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe that's another thing, right?
Yeah, it's so important to it. It's like it keeps it living and breathing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.